So the season has ended and now full focus on the transfer window. And with that, we're going to be talking a bit about Rafael Leao, who Arsenal have on their shortlist. So, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you may be. And as I said, the season has ended and now it's full focus on the transfer window. And I guess looking into potentialities that Arsenal could venture. And I think it's obvious that currently there's a bit of a, not tug of war, but in the fan base, kind of a tug of war. And even with the reports, it's like, okay, is it Sesko? Is it Gyökeres? Is it Sesko? Is it Gyökeres? Is it Sesko? Is it Gyökeres? That is for the striker position. But there is another position in the front line that Arsenal need to solve this summer. And that is the left wing. Now, we did bring in Raheem Sterling late in the summer, and I think that's the worst signing that Arsenal's ever made. I think it will go down in history as probably the worst signing that Arsenal has ever made. But this summer, we are looking more in the shape of someone like the Real Madrid star Rodrigo. That is the quality, that is the level that we're looking at. And that alone is something that makes me happy. But listen, the Brazilian isn't the only wide player on our shortlist. With recent reports indicating that Arsenal have been working on a deal for Rafael Leao. So look, the Milan star obviously is also wanted by Bayern Munich this summer, but there has been a new development in Arsenal's chase. So, according to French publication Foot Mercato, who suggested over the weekend that while the Portuguese winger is on the club's shortlist, Berta had actually had a phone call with the player in the last 2 weeks. So Berta's spoken to Rafael Leao. And again, I go like every time I'm speaking about our attacking targets, I like to refer back to the fact that the strategy's been made clear that, we have about 15 targets that we're aiming for, around about 15 people on the list that we're going to be going for. And if we can't get our mains, we'll go to our next in line. But groundwork is being put in for all these targets. So if something doesn't pull off, we're not left in a scenario where we could end up with a Raheem Sterling type signing again. And the purpose of that call was to let Leao know, like, yo, we want you. Like, it's a serious thing. It's not a joke. We're not playing around. So I guess you got your holidays and that, have a little think about it, and just know that if you do decide that you want to leave Milan, Arsenal is a destination you can come to. Now, it's weird, right? Because I feel like there is a bit of conflicting messaging, because we was told that Arsenal don't have a lot of cash to spend. However, we was also told by Josh Kroenke that, they're planning to invest for us to win trophies. You also had Mikel Arteta come out, I think it was in his press conference yesterday, and along these lines say the percentage of what we need to improve is not that vast. We're going to make subtle changes that, take us from finishing second and getting to Champions League semi-finals to the next step. And the gap between that isn't really that that big. It's not that big of a leap, which to a degree I hear, but I think anyone that's watched Arsenal this season would agree that there's a lot of sparks we need across the pitch to really change our fortunes going forward. And then when you couple that in with the fact that other teams are going to be improving, Chelsea made Champions League, the type of players they're going to go for is going to be of a higher quality. Tottenham, the type of players they go for, higher quality. Man City are focusing on getting back to the Man City of the last few seasons. And obviously Liverpool have started off running out the blocks with the likes of Frimpong and what. So when it comes to Leao, over the last few seasons, this has been the goals that he scored. So 2019-20, he scored 6, 2021, 7, 21-22, 14, which is a big jump. He doubled his goals from 21 to 22. And then 22-23, 16, and then 23 to 24, 15. So every season for the last 3 seasons, he's got double-digit goals. And, a lot of people are gonna... I feel like Leao isn't liked too much, at least by a lot of people that I speak to. But when you compare him with Rodrigo, and this may be something that, that Arsenal are looking at, because Arsenal love their underlying metrics. This is even why there's a conversation between Sesko and Gyökeres. He does then become a very, very good option. So, Rodrigo, since the last season, he's got 50 goals. Leao's got 43. Sorry, not since last season, since 22-23 season. And here's some per 90 minute stats that can kind of paint a picture as to why some people inside the club or some people around the globe that are Arsenal fans may want Leao over Rodrigo. So goals. Leao, 0.4 goals per 90. Rodrigo, 0.34. Assists. Leao, 0.31. Rodrigo, 0.24. Shot on target percentage, 36% for Leao, 36.3% for Rodrigo. Key passes, 2.06 for Leao, 1.91 for Rodrigo. Progressive passes, something that's very important for Arsenal because we ain't the most progressive passing team. 4.12 for Leao, 3.76 for Rodrigo. Successful take-ons, 2.64 Leao, 2.56 for Rodrigo. Progressive carries, 5.20 for Leao, and then 5.63 for Rodrigo. So Rodrigo only bests Leao in 2, metrics. And that is the shot on target percentage, and it's only by 0.3%. And then progressive carries, whereas math 0.43 difference, not too much. So the two are pretty close. The two are definitely pretty close. And look, a genuine speedster, the Milan forward has notably been described by the Athletic's Alex Barker as one of the best dribblers in the world. The numbers certainly showcase that. He ranks within the top 5% of wingers in Europe's top 5 leagues this season for successful take-ons per 90 minutes with 2.84. In contrast, Rodrigo only ranks among the best 23% with 2.08 per 90 in 24-25. Like, look, the stats, they don't lie. The stats do make a case. And, outside of the stats, if you watch Leao, he is a really flary player. He is a very direct player. He plays with a lot of confidence. He is very brave. And I feel like Arsenal's left wing needs someone like a Leao. In a perfect world, for me at least, I'd sell Martinelli and Trossard and I'd sign Leao and Rodrigo. Because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to win the league. I'm trying to win the Champions League. That's what I would do. But I am kind of warming up to the idea of if we cannot get the Rodrigo deal over the line, because for whatever reason, whether it's wage demands, whether it's the price that that Madrid are asking for, I'm starting to warm up to the idea of a Leao. Now, at the end of the day, whoever it may be that we get on the left, and there are many options, it just needs to be someone that is dynamic, is tricky, does have like clear evidence that they are able to beat their man and they do take on their man. And just overall, someone who's very progressive. I feel like on the left-hand side, we need to change the way we kind of do things. It's all very much of the same. Whether it is Trossard or Martinelli, it just so happens that Martinelli is a bit faster, but it's the usual ball to feet stuff. Run down the line a bit, stop, not too many options, come back inside, or pass it backwards, or pass to the right. It's very safe. And it's weird because Martinelli, he never used to be a safe player. He was a very, very, very kind of chaotic player, and he's just been morphed. So that even has me thinking anyone that comes in, will Arteta just do the same to them? But I guess I kind of have to believe in the ego of a Leao or the ego of Rodrigo. I feel like they defo have more ego than a Martinelli. I feel like Trossard has ego, but he just doesn't have the speed to back it up. Whereas Leao and Rodrigo both have the speed to back it up. So look, Rafael Leao will be the cheaper option. So maybe grabbing someone like a Leao, who does like to, be a goal threat from the left. He's been likened to an Henry. Obviously, we know the quality is not the same, but the play style has been likened to. And I feel like, look, this is just like the crux of it. We need a goal threat from the left-hand side. Obviously and top as well, but definitely from the left-hand side, because then that takes a lot of the burden off of Saka, which should then allow him to play better. Because, when you play without the burden of knowing that you're really the only guy that will do things, maybe you play a bit better, right? So, people, let me know what you think about this one in the comments below. How do you feel about Leao? I'm already conscious because I stream a lot and I've seen his name come up quite a lot. I know a lot of people don't really rate him, but looking at the stats and looking at a bit of his dynamism, the way he does beat players, do you think he will be a valid, positive addition to the Arsenal squad?